Good morning, everybody. Today is April 25th. Yeah, my
Mm-hmm.
aunt's birthday. So, I'm Nicci,
I'm Heather.
and it's the Nicnacknits podcast, and we're still in quarantine. So,
Mm-hmm.
we're coming to you on a Saturday versus a Wednesday because,
I'm a teacher now.
and her husband was home, my husband was home.
Yeah.
It was just,
Last Wednesday was a bit crazy.
yeah, to say the least.
So, yeah, we're just gonna get these recorded when we can and hope that that's okay.
We'll try to stick around the 2-week mark, and that's about all we can say right now.
Yeah, I don't foresee us going longer than 2 weeks. I mean, this is technically like 2.25 weeks, but
Right.
whatever.
Where you can find me on Instagram as Nicnacknits, also as Facebook as Nicnacknits, Ravelry as Nicci52879. We have a Ravelry group for the Nicnacknits podcast, and email is at Nicnacknits2018@gmail.com, and on Shopify as Nicnacknitsco.myshopify.com, where I'm having a 20% off sale going through May 3rd at midnight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I am enmomma on Instagram. I am enmomma on Ravelry. My shop on Etsy is Handmade by H. I don't have Facebook and I don't have email.
I'll put all of it down below. I always do, just so that you guys can spell it all out. Because I know I spell Nicci weird.
Yeah. And my business Instagram, there's some letters missing. To make up the words, but yeah.
We do have some knit-alongs going on right now on Instagram. We have one going, actually, we took the whole weekend from last weekend through this week, through this coming up week, all the way till I want to say we also ended that one on April 30th.
Yeah, I don't think that one goes the full
weekend.
I think it just ends midnight, April 30th.
Yeah. So, and there will be physical and probably a pattern also drawn from that one, because I was trying to get things off the needles for sure. Old languishing whips, as you'll see in FOs. And, we got extended to May 26th for shelter in place. 2 days before my birthday. So fingers crossed that, that lifts. So I figured it'd help everybody keep their mind off of things. Heather and me talked about it. We both discussed and thought it would be fun to do. And then we have the ones on Ravelry, of course.
Yeah, whatever we can do to lift some spirits is going to happen.
So on Ravelry, we have the Scrappy. That's quarterly, so this quarter doesn't end until the 30th of June. And that we have socks that end the end of April 30th, and then I'll put up the new thread for May and June together. So we'll be drawing
socks. I mean, I know that we haven't really talked about it lately, but I just want to say quickly, the socks, all you have to finish is one sock. We take one sock as a finish. You don't have to finish a pair. If you do finish the pair within the 2 months, you can post 2 pictures in the thread. We just ask that your first picture shows the one sock and the second picture shows both socks together. But
as long as they're adult socks.
One adult sock and is all that is required to enter that, Cal.
And then you have your 2.
So I have the Get Her Done Cal is monthly. So at the end of this month we will draw the prize. And the prize winner for last...
Yeah, and I just pulled that up. Arbor.
Yeah, so the prize winner, I think it was for the Get Her Done, right?
Yes, it was Arbor Childs, and it's RABORCHIDS. If you get in contact with one of us.
Right. So that winner, they have not contacted us. We drew that winner last podcast, and they still haven't contacted us. So we are going to give you until the next time we record, which is May 6th, my mom's birthday, to get in contact with us, and then we will have to draw a new prize winner for that thread. So if we don't hear from her, we will essentially be drawing 2 prizes for that thread next podcast.
Correct.
So we have that, and then we have the Stephen West knit along, which is a quarterly prize too.
Yep.
Which last quarter we didn't have.
Right now he does have a knit along going on if you're knitting in his 3 shawls for that.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Enter them in. Last quarter we didn't have any entries, which is totally understandable. I don't blame you. I have knitting one right now that I'm not knitting because I haven't picked it back up yet, but I have one on the needles. I'll say that.
I have 3.
Yeah, I want to do the one that you're doing, the star one. What's it called?
Oh my goodness, Starflake.
Starflake. I want to do that.
I was like, why am I drawing a blank? And then we also do have the read along going still, and we have had some participation. So
yeah, so the read along ends the end of June. And if you guys still want to keep it going, let us know in the chatter thread or comments of the YouTube videos. If you guys do want to keep it going, then we will. It was just kind of a thing to
motivate us
me to do reading. But now that I'm doing, school at home, I've been reading with my kids, but I enjoy reading in the evening to kind of shut down my head, and I have my earbuds in my ear most of the day with my book going while I'm sitting here at the table observing and overseeing school being done. So there is reading and listening getting done. On my part, I just haven't updated my posts yet. So.
Yeah, I was keeping up with mine at the beginning, and then I got Laxy Daisy. I listen to my books right away when I wake up in the morning. That's how I start my morning. Because typically, like Heather, you guys know, me being in Wisconsin, her being in California, we've got a 2-hour difference between the 2 of us.
Right.
So I can't really text her when I get up at 8 because it's her 6 a.m. And she's definitely not that early of a riser.
Yeah, and right now, because I don't have to get up, before I was getting up at 6:30 to get the kids ready for school and out the door. But now, granted, they do have to get up earlier than some people are getting up right now. But, Hector's alarm doesn't go off till 7:30, so I'm not getting up until 7:30.
And my husband's alarm isn't getting up. Mine isn't getting up. His alarm goes off at 8. So
yeah,
I'm no longer getting up at 6:30 in the morning to get my day started. I've actually started to sleep until 9:30.
Yeah.
Bad habit, but right now there's not much I can do.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I've retreated to somewhat of summer hours.
Yeah.
But we're staying up late at night, we're sleeping later in the day, waking up later in the day, but
you guys are also starting summer early too as far as heat.
Yeah, it's hot right now. It's hot right now.
Yeah, it's still in the 50s here, and you're talking 90s yesterday by you, and I was like, nope.
Yeah, it was 90 yesterday here.
So, should we move into FOs?
Yeah, I have not.
I have one that's already gone to baby. and I'll put a picture in here of the hat that I did. I did make a project page. It was just a quick barley hat. And only thing I did different was I did not do the garter ridges, guys. I just wanted a quick fly off the needles, couple hours, had it done. And then it was too big for the baby right now anyways. So now I'm back
Who
to
did you make that for?
fingering away. Huh?
Who did you make that one for?
I made that one for Warren, who was just born on April 15th.
I thought so, but I wasn't sure.
Yep. And then I proceeded to, I was in a a cowl contest on one of my many Facebook groups that I joined knitting. And so I did the Tracy Miller came out with the Canmore back in December. And I made this color slip stitch. I didn't block it yet, but this gray here, I think it was called Knitting Needles by Arkansas Yarn Co. The mustardy color is also Arkansas Yarn Co. on her Super Sparkle, and that's her Maple Leaf. This variegated here was from Mitchell's Creations, and it was Over the Moon, Under the Bridge. And then the maroon was also Mitchell's creation, and that one I lost the tag to, so I'm not exactly sure. I think it was Your Mine, because I did find that tag randomly laying around my house, so I'm thinking that's what it was.
Did you put that on something else?
I had started something else with all those yarns, and I pulled it back out. I wasn't happy with it.
What was that?
It was a shawl. I don't remember.
I think that was Your Mine.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what it was. And then I finished two pairs of Languishing socks. So this one you guys saw, or no, the sock you guys saw was my Christmas one. And then I cast it on the other one, and I was up here. And so I did the rest and then cut in the heel. And I also finished my Green Bay Packer socks. Last time I only had one, and now I have a pair. And these were supposed to be actually Heather's gift when we went to Stitches, which we are no longer going, sadly. But with everything in the world, you guys know why. Sorry, don't mean to move the camera. But because Heather likes her slightly longer, I decided that I'm just going to send her the entire leftover, which is like 60 grams, to make her own the way she likes them. So
I'll make those.
Because she also likes the Packers.
I do. Which is very, I'm by myself. Not many Californians like the Packers, but I do.
Yeah. So, and you have none, so we're going to take a brief pause here and come back with whips.
Whips. Hi. So we're back with whips. I have 3.
I have 3.
Oh, okay. That doesn't happen usually. So as I said earlier, my mom's birthday is May 6th. So I make her a pair of socks every year for her birthday. And it's kind of started to be kind of like our traditional birthday present for mom. So I cast on last weekend, I think, for her birthday socks. And promptly remembered yesterday that her birthday is in a couple weeks, so I need to get going. So I'm knitting on these while we podcast. I'm doing a pair of Rose City Rollers. It's this, I think it's Perfect Pair.
Oh, okay.
From Michaels. Self-striping. It's just...
I really like that.
So my mom doesn't like... She can't have anything around her ankles. So she likes the Rose City Rollers because they just kind of sit right there. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Making some Rose City Rollers for mom.
Alright, I'm just going to take the biggest one out first because it's the easiest. And yes, I'm just keeping it in a Ziploc because when I started this, I had a whole bunch of different skeins of yarn in here. Sorry for the crinkles. This is my Stephen West painting bricks. And last time I was at the mouse at the top there. Can you see that? I can't tell. Here's the mouse right there.
Yep.
So that's how much. I have 3 more repeats in the border in cast off, and this thing is huge. There's no real good way to show this. I have it on 60 inches and it's still too long. So
yeah.
And all the yarn from this is Arkansas Yarn Co. The yellow color was my birthday present last year. So it's on her new plush base, and it was just Happy Birthday, Nicci.
Oh, sweet.
And then all the other parts of it right now are from this year's and last year's advent calendars, and I just pulled out all the bright colors.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on her gold Stellina. I'm going to put this back in here with the crinkles so that we can stop being with crinkles for a while. Sorry for the people with earbuds in right now.
So good.
Okay.
All right. So my next, are we going to save our...
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Don't you like that, how we just complete each other's sentences? Okay, so this is going to be really complicated and really hard to show you guys, and I really apologize for that. But I'm technically in the middle of the row, but it's in the round, so I'm always in the middle of the row. So here is my sweater.
And right now, because of where you are, it's really hard to tell what it is.
Yeah, it looks like it has, yeah. So down here is where I was the last podcast. This or yellow marker. I don't know if you can see that.
Very lightly we can. Yep.
So I knit the rest of this body. Sorry, I'm super paranoid right now. I knit the rest of here, so it's like from that marker to like the tip of my finger.
Yep.
Was the rest of the body, and then I knit 2 sleeves. Here's one sleeve. Here's the other sleeve. And then I picked up a million kajillion stitches.
If you didn't know what she's knitting, it's the shrug again, guys.
It's the shrug again, yeah. And I am knitting a 1x1 rib. And that's
for the rest of her life.
I have done maybe an inch of that. And I have this much yarn left. In this ball. I have another whole ball. So this is Irish Rain from...
I love that color.
Is it Yarn Bee?
Yes.
Yeah, Yarn Bee. Hobby Lobby. Soft and Sleek DK. And the Irish Rain colorway. I have 4 balls of this, but I really don't want to break into my 3rd one, but I think I have to.
Which isn't bad though, because it's like 490 some yards on a ball, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So I basically got a sweater
out of 2.
2. Yeah. 2 and a bit. Probably be. So hopefully next podcast. Well, I know because I'm going to cast on a new sweater in May. So
I'm gonna do what Agatha does and do one a month.
I don't know if I'm gonna do one a month. I can't say that, but I will.
Or cast one on every month or every other.
I do have a few sweaters that I want to make. I'm going to make a flax light out of my fuchsia. The ST is going away. I love it. There's nothing wrong with the pattern. I just don't want it right now. I want like a little shirt thing. And then I'm gonna do the campsite
By Alicia Plummer.
by Alicia Plummer. Yep. I have some sweater goals.
Sounds good. And my next is my hats that I have in the same bag. I was doing the Chrissy out of this pumpkin-y color, pumpkin pie, I think it is, by Arkansas Yarn Co. on her DK plush. So I just did, last time you saw it was just starting the rib, so I just put in the stitch marker. And then this one was where Tigger's butt is here, down here. And this is Nina Phillips Times Square hat. So I really was enjoying this one after the last podcast, so I didn't put it down for a little while. So
I need to cast on a new hat.
moving the stitch marker up quickly before I forget. I forgot who I was watching that does that right away so that they don't forget to move them. And I figured I might want to start doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I do tend to forget.
I tend to forget, and then I tend to forget if I've even showed it.
And now we get to move on to our third and final one.
So now I'm just getting a stitch marker because you said that. I'm putting a stitch marker on my mom's socks. Although, next time you record these, better be done.
Right? 2 weeks.
Well, birthday in 2 weeks.
Yep.
I could probably show them that podcast and then give them to her that night. Anyways, okay, next. In my Nicnacknits podcast, or not podcast, Nicnacknits bag. This one was in that my Nicnacknits bag too.
They're matching. I love the sock sack. This extra small drawstring. Yep. One of the favorite ones. For me.
I like it too. Okay, are you ready?
Yep. I pulled mine out too. I love your colors.
I love my colors too, but so I had a bit of an issue. The pattern is very easy. The pattern is very mindless. The pattern is very intuitive if you follow the pattern. If you do what it says, it's great. Once you get to a certain point, like here, here.
Yep.
You no longer have to really pay attention. Like, it just goes. But somewhere along the way, I think in this blue section, I added too many stitches on one side. So then when I started to go up, one side was significantly larger than the other side. And it was like turning into an obtuse triangle. It was like this. So I tried to just do like a random decrease on that side and then do a larger decrease on the end.
Yep.
And it didn't look good. Like, there was like a defined stair step in the side of my shawl. Actually, I think it was this side. So what I ended up doing was ripping it back to this section and redoing this whole part over again. But I don't know. I'm not going to say that I don't like the process of it anymore. It's just, but from ripping it out, putting it down for a couple days, deciding what I was going to do, because I was like, well, should I just leave it? Should I rip it out? Should I rip the whole thing out and start over? I just have to come back to it and re-fall in love with it again. And I'm about to change colors again, so.
And I'll show mine now. So we both had a dilemma where I pulled all the way out. And then I had to play catch up with Heather. But then I decided that I wanted this off the needles. Our hook.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 more rows, I want to say. And I have a whole entire another color section like this, and then 2 rows, and then that's as long as it'll go. Then I start to close up the sides.
Yeah, so you have 2 more, not rows, but you have 2 more color blocks.
No, I have 1 color here. I have 1 of these sections, and then I have just 2 of the light gray rows, and then I start closing up the thing. So last time we podcasted, I was at this mushroom. I want my water bottle.
But that was before you took it out.
Mm-hmm.
So you were at that mushroom.
That was the last podcast. I pulled it all the way out, remember?
Oh, okay.
And then when we podcasted, I was at that mushroom. And then in the last 2 weeks, that's what I got done.
Oh, I see.
And what I was doing is I was trying to do like 3 color repeats a day.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh, well, if I get 6 done today, I don't have to do 1 tomorrow. And then tomorrow would come and I was like, oh, well, if I do, an extra 3 or 6 again today, so that's the only reason why this has gone as fast as it has.
Mm-hmm.
And now with it being almost where it's at in length, I've decided that this will probably be a Christmas present.
Mm-hmm.
For me. Not for myself, but for me to give to somebody.
Right.
Because we are down to 38 weeks till Christmas.
Shut up. She likes to do that.
32 weeks. Yep.
She likes to do that. She starts the week after Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Every year.
And if I didn't do it, they'd all ask me if I was sick.
She starts with telling us how many Fridays.
So, we will take a brief break and be back with acquisitions.
Okay, so we're back with acquisitions. I have 1. It's not very exciting. And then it'll be the Nicci show. So I got a snap maker putter on her. These are the colors of my snaps. Every color of the rainbow. And this is my snap pliers. My brother ordered this from Amazon for me. And I just basically purchased it to make some bags for myself, or
have snaps, the bags that
have snaps to put, snaps on kitchen towels or whatever. It was just, hey, that's pretty, I want it, buy it. So he did. And that's all I have. I'm going to go back to knitting my socks.
I unfortunately went crazy in the last week and a half ordering. I still have like 4 orders that aren't here.
I mean, I wouldn't say unfortunately. I would say fortunately for you.
Right.
But
fortunately for me, but like, because we don't know what's going on with stitches, we all decided with as late in the year as it is to kind of cancel those plans because of people's working and not working and
cancel but change.
Right. So I used the money I had been saving for that to make some purchases. I've started doing a monthly subscription, but I didn't change the address from when I purchased something for my mom. So that yarn is at her house right now. So I won't be able to show that till next time.
What is the subscription?
Lieneman Fiber Arts, his casting on party, which is just their mini skeins. They're doing their whole collection in numerical to alphabetical all the way through. And they said it'll be about 4 years before you get 5 each month for 4 years. And not to forget that they come out with new colors all the time. So I'm kind of excited about that. And then I purchased on the mini train. Sorry for the crinkle, but this is, I think you can see that. This is all knit style. And this was her Disney Villains collection.
That's really pretty.
And then she just came out with a second Villains collection this week, which were all the males. So those were the females. Then I purchased from Arkansas Yarn Co. these 4. This is just Malabrigo sock in the colorway. I'm not going to even be able to Prayed. Okay. Sometimes they have crazy ones, so. But this is
what is that called?
Prayed.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got her new Yummy plush. And this is knitting needles. No, not knitting needles. This is Knight in Shining Armor. But I love her tonals on that.
Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, everybody knows I love my blues. So I got Plush DK. And you blew me away. So this will probably be a hat for myself. And then she had done her new collection of spring colors.
I really like that.
That's my husband. And this is Choose Joy on her plush. You guys, this almost feels like cashmere.
Plush fingering?
Yep.
Mm.
And it's 80/20. I really love it though. And these, I don't know if they'll be the Rainbow Connection socks or the socks by Tracy Miller with the slip stitches held with a black.
That would be, both of those would be really pretty.
So I haven't decided. Then from Around the Table Yarns, I went shopping with all the brand new babies. I got all kinds of sweater quantities for them.
Around the Table Yarns is Ham and Beth in Ohio.
Ohio, Shaker Heights.
Mm-hmm.
And so I bought, I'm trying to figure out where to start. For Little Montrealer, I bought this set of Sheep G's Soft Fun. And so this one will be for one of the little boys. I'm not going to say who because some of you guys watch the podcast and I don't want to hear about it. Then we had 2 little girls, but this will be for the one here. And so this is for Sheila.
I like that combination.
And then I have Harvey's not a baby anymore, but he's a big brother now. So his will be the green. And Warren's will be with the same pop of gold with the blues. So then for Jonathan, I bought this fingering bamboo pop sock, and it's supposed to knit up kind of like this. And so that'll be a baby flax Rise Light, and then the Rye Light socks and barley light.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought 2 balls for each child of the smaller descent. So here is the little girl. This is for Sheila and Mackenzie. And this one should knit up like this.
I really like that color too. What's that color again?
This one is Wildflowers.
Wildflowers.
And the first one I showed is Acid Rain in the Blues.
Mm-hmm.
And then this last one is for Harvey and Warren. And I will open this now. This one is Morning Glory. And this is how this one should knit up. With the blues and the greens again.
I really like that idea. So just to clarify, you're going to knit a flax light, a barley light, and rye light socks?
Mm-hmm. For the babies.
For the babies. Well, and for Harvey.
Harvey's getting the flax light, the sweater.
Oh, okay.
And he'll probably get the hat too, but not the socks.
Okay.
I haven't decided yet.
And all 3 of those patterns are free tin can knits.
Correct. And then the last thing I have here, well, besides knitting needles, but I wasn't going to show those, is I bought a kit from Around the Table. And this is all Malabrigo Rios. And this is for the Brooklyn Boy knit along that starts today.
Mm-hmm.
The Masalo. So I will be casting that on in a little while.
Yep.
And then I'm also casting on the Breathe and Hope shawl with Casapinka today as well.
And we're also casting on the Grande double wrap.
Grande double wrap for the win so that we can learn how to brioche. So there will be lots of new things going on the needles, and hopefully I can get some old things off. I would have had another pair of socks done if I could have found them. Because I'm at the heel of my second jelly bean.
Yeah, you would definitely have those off.
Yep. So if I can find them, I might have left them at my cousin's house before all this started. Because the last time I knit on them was during Harvey taking a nap before the baby came.
Maybe.
So I might have left them. But she has a love seat with the little thing in the middle where you can lift up.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember putting it in there, so it might still be there.
You didn't ask her?
No, because I just remembered that's the last time I had them.
Oh.
So, yeah. I mean, I'll have more Happy Meal next time we record, I hope. I hope it doesn't take that long to get here.
Yeah. I hope not, but...
I haven't made any more purchases, that's for sure.
What else are you expecting?
Turtle Pearl.
Mm-hmm.
A Magpie Knits.
Well, Magpie Knits is already in the mail.
Yep.
You know that already.
And Mitchell's Creation.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did her Drunken Unicorn pre-order.
Yeah.
And then I ordered another skein from her also. So, yeah, I think I ordered some jewelry from a lady locally. Oh, I know what I forgot to bring in here. I had ordered wooden laser cut stitch markers.
Oh, yeah.
And it came after the last podcast that day. And I haven't used them because I knew I would have remembered to show them if I used them. So I'll have to remember to show those next time.
Or just put in a picture.
Yeah, I can put in a picture. Because they're she's right where I grew up actually is where she's from. And so I found her on Etsy and she was having a sale. And I expected I thought it was one stitch marker with I am Groot on the front and then on the back, or a picture of Groot on the front and then I am Groot on the back. But it was actually 2. So I thought it was a really good deal.
Yeah.
And she has
They're cute.
a lot of fandom.
Mm-hmm.
I know that she had Mario Brothers, she had Game of Thrones, she had Gilmore Girls, she had Friends, she had Harry Potter, of course, and Golden Girls. So.
Of course. Okay, so let's pause and we'll come back with our roundup. All right, so our last segment is what we've been reading, listening to, watching, whatever. So do you want me to go or you want to go?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I have 2 physical books that I'm still, one that I'm still reading by myself is Nevermore. It's, I would probably consider it a middle grade to YA book. So I'm still reading that on my own, and then in the evenings, the boys, my sons go to bed between like 9:30 and 10, and Evelyn stays up for like maybe half an hour after they go to bed. So we have been reading one chapter of Harry Potter a night. So we're still on the first book, Sorcerer's Stone. So we just read a chapter together, and then that's pretty much it. So those 2 books currently are my physical books. And then I'm listening to Blueberry Muffin Murder. It's the 3rd book in the Hannah Swenson series by Joanne Fluke. I am still listening to A Whole New World, which is the 1st book of the Twisted Tales series by Liz Braswell. And I am still listening to Hooked on Murder, which is the 1st book of the Betty Hetchman series. Yeah. There's like another name for it, but it's not popping up. The author is Betty Hetchman. So
I finished the Magnolia story, which was Chip and Joanna Gaines, which is an autobiography. It was okay. Nothing huge. Just something, to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Then I started listening to Clockwork Angel, which is book 1 by Cassandra Clare. I'm about 65% done with that one. I'm hoping to finish that either today or tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I just got the Twilight, which I've read Twilight before. When it first came out, I read the whole series in a week by Stephanie Meyer, and I just got it on my Libby, so I'm going to listen to it. I didn't get to finish City of Heavenly Fire yet by Cassandra Clare, which is book 6 in the Mortal Instrument collection.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm back on the waiting list to get it again.
So has that ever happened to you, that you didn't finish a book but you had already like made significant progress in it?
Yep.
So what happens when you
can like don't ever do it before the last day on Libby, but in the last few hours I normally try to renew it, and if it doesn't let me, I just go back on the waiting list. And then it literally, when you read that, when it comes back, it leaves off right where you were.
Oh, okay. So I wasn't sure like if you had to try and like remember where you were, or
it remembers for you.
Okay. Good.
And then physical books for me, I'm still reading my bullet journaling method. I only read a few pages or whatever on that every couple days, because I leave that downstairs in my office, so it's typically when I'm down there for the morning. And then every day I read a passage from New Day, New You 366 Devotions by Joyce Meyer. So that's always been something that I've just done out of that book since it was given to me at Christmas time, like 3 years ago. And obviously there's days that you forget to do it.
Right.
On the weekends. So I just pick up and I read whatever date it is. You know, like today was April 25th, so I read that passage. So, but that is all I have right now for reading.
Cool. And I did want to mention when we were talking about the read along, I forgot. We don't expect you guys to enter all 90 days, even though it is a quarterly thing. We'll accept 75 out of 90 days to be entered into the knit along, or the read along. It's not allowed.
I don't know if you've been binge watching anything, but I know I have.
Not really.
I binge watched all the way from season 1 through 5, and I have like I think only 3 more episodes period in Outlander.
Oh wow.
So I'm on season 5 now with that, but you know, of course, when you get close to the end, like you don't want it to end, so you pull back off for a little while.
Yeah.
Me and a friend have been watching The Walking Dead for years, and we like go away from it for a year or two, and then come back when there's 2 seasons to watch. And I typically do that every Tuesday night. I watch like 3 or 4 episodes with them, and then we also watch Criminal Minds. But when some of our favorite people left the show, we backed off of it for a while.
Yeah.
And then I just yesterday, maybe the other day, I started the originals all over again.
The originals.
The spinoff of Vampire Diaries.
Oh.
So.
Is that on Netflix?
It is. Because, of course, Gracie and Frankie, I watched all that in one day.
Yeah, Grace and Frankie's. I watched all of the current, I don't know, is it season 5?
Yeah. When they put the new one up, I waited for like 2 weeks and I was like, okay, I was only going to watch one a week, and then, yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I've watched all of those. I was watching Outlander, but we had an issue with our Netflix and we had to reset our passwords. So all of our like show history went away, and I don't know where I was for a lot of things. So I was watching Outlander. I was watching another show. I think it was called The Royals.
Yeah, that one's on there. So.
I was watching The Crown.
Those are on my watch list. Like to watch.
I started watching Charmed again. I started watching Criminal Minds again here and there. But I don't really binge watch anything. If I do have it on, it's like in the background when I'm knitting at night while Hector's still playing Xbox. And I have to be upstairs to monitor the kids staying in bed. So yeah. I think that's all I got. I'm just knitting away on the sock.
Yeah, that's all I have for movies, and I didn't watch any movies, but TV shows and books. JJ's back home. Yes. Has been for 2 weeks. He's actually at his mom's for the weekend only, and we'll be back Monday for us. All my cousins had all their babies. Now our nephew is going to have a baby in late November, early December. And I finally got to meet 2 of the babies. So
yeah,
I will insert pictures of them. They're growing fast.
So adorable.
Harvey's having my cousin's oldest child, which is 3, is having a really hard time understanding not going to daycare to see his little butt friends at 3 years old, not going to the park when it's nice outside.
Yeah.
And mommy and daddy are both home right now, so he's not comprehending like what's going on of being 3. He calls me, but then if I'm not on screen, he thinks I'm outside talking, so then he runs to the window and looks. And then when he's home, he starts crying. He wants to go home, and you ask him, tell him that you are home, and he's like, I miss my family. So it's been heartbreaking for him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's hard.
But hopefully it starts getting a little bit better now.
Yeah. Yeah. Gabriel had a hard-ish day last week, but his teacher is doing Zoom calls and Zoom classes, and he likes to be able to talk to his friends, and same with Matthew. His teacher opened up her Zoom room, I guess, and let them just hang out for a while. And of course he's playing Xbox, and all of his friends are on Xbox and all that, but it's just different. He needs to be able to get out, and especially now that we're not doing baseball either, so
yeah.
There's that. I'm trying to get our board to approve us to have a Zoom room open for the players to go on and chat with coaches and players and stuff like that. Because honestly, like, you look at it and it's like, okay, well, it's just a sport, whatever. But Matthew's been playing with these boys for like 2-3 years.
Right.
And we are with each other for so much during the week. It's like we were with them 3 nights a week, and then all day Saturday, and sometimes even all day Sundays playing games. So it was like
extended.
Yeah, like they became an extension of our family. And like I mean, I've been a team mom and secretary of our program for a long time. So I look at these boys like they're my kids too. And I talk to them like they're my kids too. And it's hard. So yeah. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we'll pick up summer season and we'll go that way. But
yeah, we're all doing the best we can, guys. If you need somebody to talk to, reach out to one of us. We're always around.
Yep.
You're not in this alone. Nope. Everybody has anxiety over it. Everybody's doing the best they can to cope with it.
Yeah.
I used to go to my family's every weekend. I saw all my family members every weekend. Mm-hmm. From little cousins to big cousins to aunts and my mom. The majority of us have been quarantined for over a month now. Mm-hmm. So we're comfortable once in a while, at least for my grandma's mental health. I have to get her out of the house at least once every couple weeks because of depression and elderly. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
It's too hard on her, who's gone through the polio and everything else, not to at least go see her grandchild, seeing she's been quarantined this whole time. I'm taking her from the house to the car to their house because they've been quarantined.
Right.
So that she can at least feel that she's not alone.
Right.
And that they don't care. It's hard.
Yeah. It's hard. And on that note, we will see you guys in 2 weeks. And like Nicci said, if you need somebody to talk to, reach out to us. Please, Arbor Child, reach out to us so that we can get you your pattern, either on Instagram or Ravelry, $7 or less, and we will get that out to you as soon as you contact us.
Yep.
And if somebody knows her,
the hashtag this like now through May 3rd, get her done. Get her done April 2020.
April 30th.
No, but the hashtag itself is get her done April 2020.
Yeah.
Use that hashtag. Me and Heather will go through. It has to be a finished object, guys. Not the start of a project, not halfway through. It has to be a finished object. And we will draw prizes.
Yeah.
I think for sure at least 2.
We'll see. I mean, we'll see how many get in. We'll judge it by then. But yeah, I think that it's been for every 5 or so, whatever.
Right. So get those languishing whips. Some of us, all we need is a toe. Some of us just need a Kitchener a toe. You know, some of us are finishing and starting new projects daily, if not weekly. So just
not
get
me.
them done. So
that's not me. My goal is in the 2 weeks to finish my sweater, and I feel like I could do that. My sweater and my mom's socks.
Stephen West. And I hope to find the Hermione jelly bean socks and get those off though.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to put any new socks on, guys, until I get all my languishing socks off. And I'm really trying hard, but I really want to cast on more right now.
I don't blame you. I want to cast on more too.
But that being said, I'm going to say goodbye. Have a great 2 weeks. And happy knitting.
Happy knitting. See you later.
Bye.